Hi folks, welcome to my channel Women Who Travel. Today I'll talk about 5 things to know if you're moving to Toronto. A couple of days ago I sent out a poll on my Instagram account. If you're not following me, I am at An Ordinary Travel Journal. I share the link in the details. So I asked people what do they want to hear from me, and most of them chose my experience of moving to Toronto as a theme of the video. FYI, I should start calling this a late night show because this is the only time I get to shoot. A lot of people I know and friends of friends often ask me questions about Toronto and, what they should know about the city. And it's always good to know what you're moving into so that you can prepare earlier and know about things before. I will share my first-hand experience. I moved 4 to 5 years ago, and to be honest, my experience in the beginning wasn't that amazing about Toronto. But after 4 years here, this place has become home, and I love Canada. I love Toronto. So, with that, this is the list of the 5 things you need to know if you are moving to Toronto, Canada. So, the first thing that you need to know is housing and rents. You, of course, moved here. Some friends and relatives would be like, no, no, come over, stay with us, it's okay. But people really don't like other people staying for months and months. Okay, so I will share my two favorite websites. They're also apps, so you can download them on your phone or use them on the web. One of this is PadMapper. What I love about this is that it shows you the apartments or houses or whatever you're looking for in a map format. So you can easily figure out, okay, this is the area I want to live in. And then for each one, it'll give you the rent, the details, how many bedrooms, etc., the area. Like to me, this was super, super useful. Also in terms of like if you are already staying in Airbnb or your relative's place or friend's place and you want to figure out a place nearby, it's super helpful. It also gives you a comparison of like what's the difference in prices in places close to each other, and so you can figure out, okay, this place is the most expensive one, but if I go a little south, a little north, the rents are getting cheaper. So I would highly, highly recommend using PadMapper to find your place. Then my other favorite is Kijiji. So in Canada, Kijiji is like very famous in terms of like people posting their things, posting about apartments, pets, jobs, all kind of stuff. So if you search apartments on rent, houses on rent, or rentals, it'll show up all kinds of like rental apartments, houses, rooms, whatever you're looking for. And then you can get in touch with them. You can set time and date and figure it out. Be mindful that there are scams out there in terms of rentals. I talk in detail about all the housing situation and details in my third video, which I'll be posting soon, so keep up with that. Here, I'm just sharing some gist of information. For more details, please see my other video. I'm gonna share a link of that video. So the kind of housing that is available is you can get an apartment, studio, 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom. You can get a condo. You can also get rooms in an apartment or condos. You can get a full house or a room in a house, or even get a full floor in a house. Like people would rent their basement floors, or people would rent a room in the basement or the first floor, second floor. And that's also a possibility. There are also townhouses. Again, see my other video for more detailed information about housing and rents. The second thing is taxes. Yes, taxes here are really high. You should definitely consider that before moving here. We pay taxes on the income. There are taxes on everything you buy, starting from as small as any grocery item to whatever you want to buy. Everything will have taxes on it. And one thing that is oftentimes a cultural shock or a different thing is that the prices that are shown in stores or online do not include taxes. So what that means is if you see a pot for $10, it means $10 plus tax. So it'll cost you around $12 to $13 at the end. It's very important to know because um, it really changed in the beginning how I was estimating my costs and what the actual costs were. Also, when I got a job, I was thinking, wow, this is a really good salary, but after all the tax deductions, you can get a bit surprised. So beware of that. The third and super, super important thing, I should have made this the first thing, but anyways, the third thing is winter clothing. Now, I know that when people move from warmer countries, they're thinking, oh, it's going to be so cold. I'm going to take the warmest jacket that I have with me. It doesn't really work here. It gets really cold, like minus 30. While your weather forecast will not show minus 30 degrees at times, it'll show minus 20. And then the real thing is feels like. So when you click the feels like, that's your actual weather here. And it'll be like minus 10 degrees, but feels like minus 35. And in that temperature, you can't wear the warmest jacket that you had in your warm country. So when you move here, especially if you're moving in wintertime, that is anytime between December to March, then you should definitely consider buying a really good parka, which is really heavy coat with down in it. Google parka and you will figure it out. Um, it will be around $100 to $300. Yes, it's an investment, but it is so worth it because your experience of the winter, your experience of the city will be absolutely different if you are covered and you feel warm and you're not really freezing every time you step out. Another thing to buy is snow boots. So snow boots can again be expensive and they can range around, $100 to $200, $300. And, people will tell you what kind of snow boots are out there. You can also Google that. I'm not going to go into that detail. But these boots are waterproof. They have lining inside so that you are warm when you're outside in the snow. Another thing is waterproof shoes. So sometimes when it's snowing, of course, your snow boots will be super helpful. But if it's not snowing and it's raining, or it's really cold but there's no snow out, or just a little bit of snow, then you will need those waterproof shoes. And those waterproof shoes should have a bit of lining inside so that you can stay a bit warm, not like super warm in the snow boots case, but just a little bit. That's really important. Also, layers. Wear a lot of layers. I know in warm countries we're usually used to of like just putting on one sweater or just one jacket and we're all good. But it might save you a lot of hassle if you have layers. By that I mean if you're wearing a shirt, then a light sweater, and then your coat. So that when you are outside, you are not cold, but when you're inside, you're not sweating like a pig.